Hello. Should have been more prepared. Zoomies. Oh, I didn't turn the aircon on. Silly sausage. Hello. I'm back again filming another video. It's been a little while. We had a lot going on, but we're back better than ever. So let's get on with another book video. So I'm going to try and post consistently because I feel like one, there's really no reason, and two, I just want to set myself a challenge. I'm going to aim for a video every day, so please come back and watch them all. You have to hold me accountable because I feel like accountability works. Sorry about the bird nature noises in the background, don't mind me, just loving in Thailand at the moment. It's just part of my existence now, therefore it's going to be part of your existence as well. So without further ado, today's video is TikTok books that are not worth the hype. So this video is a little bit different to normal. Normally I tell you the books I do like. Here's some books I wasn't too keen on and perhaps would say maybe leave to the side of the TBR for the time being. Book number one is Normal People by Sally Rooney. I know, shock, I hear you cry. I tell you what, the series, fabulous. I feel like they really did it well. However, I get that it's the concept of the book, but it really just feels like nothing is happening. It's one of those books that literally took me a month to read because I just couldn't bring myself to read it. Because every time I read it, I was like, and it was all these like horrible emotions, not the nice emotions when you're reading a book. And I feel like that's a dangerous one because when you try to read that book, it could put you into a little bit of a slump or it could put you into a little bit of a burnout, as it definitely did for me. So I would be a little bit careful with that one. Now, that being said, I haven't read anything else by Sally Rooney. I feel like that kind of put me off a little bit. I would definitely like to try some of her other books. I do think her style was really cool and quite unique. I did like the concept of the fact that it was meant to be normal people, so it's meant to just be this normal kind of life, and life doesn't always work out how you think it's gonna work out. But ultimately, personally, that's not necessarily what I read books for. I would say it's not worth the hype because although it's a good book and some of you out there may absolutely love it, it's definitely one of those that if you go into it expecting it to be this amazing book, you're not going to come out feeling rewarded or feeling like you just read the best book of your life. Disclaimer, that being said, it might be the best book of your life. However, it definitely was not mine, and I think that it's not necessarily suited for everyone. Next one, Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Now, when I first saw this book, I thought, oh, it'd be quite a cool concept. This is probably partly on my era, but I didn't really realize how young it was going to be as a book, how young the main character was going to be, and how it's written in that kind of way. So overall, I just found it really quite cringy. Again, one of those hard to carry on reading. It took me a long time. So I'm just gonna cross my legs, don't mind me. I can always tell when I love a book because I literally finish it so quickly. If I don't finish it quickly because I have things going on or I'm busy, I'm like itching to read it, which is literally what's been happening to me the last few weeks. So I am so excited to get back to big juicy reading sessions, and I finished it, and I'll be honest, I haven't read the other two books. I've lent them out to friends to read because it's just not my cup of tea. I've said to them they can give it a go if they want. I haven't had any feedback yet, so I will let you know because maybe it was just me. It's not necessarily the vibe you think it's gonna be. It was kind of, I see what it was trying to do. For me, it didn't quite get there. But that being said, look at me trying to make people pleaser. It's okay to not like books. And that's what you've got to remember. Not all the popular books are going to be for you. Just because something's popular on TikTok doesn't mean you are going to like it, doesn't mean you have to like it. You're allowed to have your own opinions on them. Next one. Now, one of my closest friends is going to hate me for this, but Icebreaker. I see why it's popular, 100%. I see why it's popular. I like the concept. I do see it. However, the execution for me, it just wasn't there. The concept was great. I loved the little twists and turns, and I see what it was trying to do, but it just wasn't there. It was this kind of, you know, you're not new here on this channel, or if you are new here, we love to use the word Wattpad-esque. I love Wattpad, don't get me wrong. I just wanted something more from it. It just didn't give it to me. And the ending was a bit, and the nicknames. You know, we've been there before with Penelope Douglas. The nickname for the female character, if it's cringy, it's already on a not sure list. I'm not saying don't read Icebreaker. You can read it if you want, and it depends what you like. If you like that like romance, kind of spicy, very like, I want to say light writing. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't feel like you're reading something profound, but the writing isn't bad. It just doesn't feel deep and meaningful in the same kind of way as perhaps something else you've read. TikTok sensation, I think she's got another book out or another book coming out. I'm happy to give her another go. Some authors just don't sit well with certain people, and maybe that's what it was. Maybe I just didn't agree with her style rather than her actual content. You should know what you're getting into. So if you see Icebreaker and you're not too sure what it's about, I would just say do a little bit of a research, read the blurb. Obviously, again, spice, if you don't want to read spice or you're a bit young for spice, please don't read it. I'm assuming on this channel we all love a bit of spice. Honestly, waffling away, but this is me. You know, this is what I like to do. Final one. I'm sure there are lots of other TikTok books that aren't worth the hype or are worth the hype that I haven't read yet or haven't got around to reading yet. And we can come back, we can do a part 2. But for this video, the final one is going to be quite controversial. It's controversial for 2 reasons. One, it's a very, 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 very well-known, well-loved, well spoken about book. 2, I gave it a high rating. Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. It's Verity by Colleen Hoover. I know, shock, gasp. The book itself was great, okay? Like 9 out of 10 for the book. However, I tell you now, the ending for me did not stick the landing. And when I read it, I literally was like, I can't believe it. I was like, I can't believe she's done this to me. This book was so gripping, so thrilling. Like, I literally read it in the entire day. I was like absolutely steaming through it. It was great. I was like, wow, there's a bit of spice in there. There's a bit of jump scares in books. There was like thriller elements. There was so much going on. And then the ending happened and I literally nearly threw my book across the room. I would never disrespect a book like that, so don't worry. But I genuinely cannot put into words the disappointment I felt. And I understand that since she's released another book with another chapter in it or something, but at this point for me, it's too far gone. It felt like she had a great book, a great concept, she was writing it, and then she didn't know how to end it. And it sounds so bad, but when I literally read it, my first thought was it gave me the whole, like, when you're in year 6 and you're writing a creative writing story and you think you're writing the best story ever, and then you end it with, and then I woke up, or it was all a dream. It just gave me that vibe. Like, obviously that was not the ending, but it just gave me that vibe. I so see what she was trying to do with it, but it just didn't work for me and it just didn't come across right. If you like Colleen Hoover books, I'm sure you will love this. And if you like books sort of by Taylor Jenkins Reid, that kind of vibe, I'm sure it'll be great. But if you're a more varied reader, kind of go outside the romance genre a lot, or you read thriller, it's really not going to be for you. Sorry, this plane is really loud. TikTok sensations go viral because they're popular, right? Everybody reads them, people keep putting them out there, and they just continue to get more and more fame. However, a lot of people don't realise that it's okay to not like the really popular books. And this is why I say this one's so controversial for me, because everything else about the book, the way she wrote, the character development, everything was so good. Like, genuinely, it was great. But that whole last chapter completely broke everything away. I just think that if I can save you from that disappointment, if you haven't already read it, then I would like to. But anyway, this is just a humble gal's opinion. If you liked any of these books and you want to let me know in the comments below, change my mind, I'm open to it. Let me know what you liked about them. Let me know your favourite parts, why it worked for you. I'd love to hear about it. Well, anyway, that was another video. Thank you so much for watching. Maybe I saved you from a few aggravating hours of reading. Maybe I didn't deter you and you still love them anyway. Remember, it's always okay to have your own opinions on books. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!